Hello and welcome to what I'm writing with for March 2026. I can't believe it's March already, but here we go. So I have a case full of pens to show you today. I will try and get through them as quickly as I can, but I think it's a fun setup for this month, including the pens obviously I'm reviewing and showing in some videos and things, but let's just get cracking. Like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. Please consider joining the channel as a member, where you'll get priority comments, you'll get members only content, you'll get some early access to videos, and then once the community's grown a little bit, we'll start doing some members only Q&As. But first, let's check out my pens for March 2026. Okay, so here we are. This is a quick look at what we're looking at today, and let's get cracking. So I'll start with a couple of the staple pens. So the wingback fountain pen here in stainless steel. This is that I put the Kaweco Lilliput clip on it. This is always inked with Darwin Oxford Blue, and it carries with me every day. I absolutely love it. And this is the currently inked for March 2026. Okay, so first thing I will say is there are a couple of pens that like the wingback here where I'm an affiliate. And if you're interested in the pens, please check out the code down below. Sometimes you can get a little bit of a discount, but also throw a bit of support in the way of my channel. But this is the wingback stainless steel fountain pen. I'll just put fountain pen. Comes in a few different finishes. I have it here with a medium nib, and as I said, the ink in this, as always, is Darwin Oxford Blue. I'll put links to the reviews of a lot of these pens down in the comments as well. Next is a pen that is really now starting to get a little low on ink. It's taken, 3.5 months to get it to this stage. So it's still quite, the thing is, like, it looks empty, but for the monster, this is still quite, like, there's still quite a lot of writing in this pen. So yeah, like, I'm not worried about it running out anytime soon, so we'll just keep going until it does. So we have the Gravitas pens monster with its number 8 steel broad nib, and what a nib it is. The ink in this still is Octopus Fluids. Fountain fader. And it is Sheet Veta. Great ink, great name. I would imagine that I'll run this dry this month. Last month was I was writing out a lot of lyrics for a show that I'm getting prepared for over and over again, and so I probably wrote over the space of the second half of January and into February, probably close to sort of like 70 odd pages of lyrics plus other writing. And as you can see, it's a nice broad line, it's quite wet. So finally starting to make some headway through that pen. And then next is this, the Pilot Sterling. I've shown this pen a few times. It's gorgeous. It has a wonderful, I think it's 18 karat medium nib, but it's quite a broad medium. And the ink in this is Pilot Iroshizuku Shinkai. It's my favorite ink for this pen. Love to know your thoughts. I'd like to put Tsuairo, the pigmented ink from Pilot, in this, the blue back there. What are your thoughts on that ink and how it performs? And do you think, like, obviously it's just a cartridge converter pen, but with the 18 karat gold nib and all that, I just don't know. Like, I'm hesitant on putting sort of like troublesome inks, and I don't know the ink very well. So is it safe? Is it troublesome? Drop that in the comments below. Okay, now we start to get into a few other pens. So here I have the Venustus Magna CC. Now this was a pen that I don't know if it's being made anymore. I have reviewed it. It's got a titanium medium nib on it. And it's a really interesting pen. Like, it's very cool. I don't use it a whole lot because like it's a little long for most of my pen cases, but I'm really enjoying using it at the moment. And the ink in this is another Pilot. It is Fuyu. Is it Syogan? Maybe? I'm sorry if I've spelt that wrong or said it wrong. It's the grey, the winter grey one. I actually think it's a really great match for that ink, slightly lighter ink in the carbon body of that pen. But it's an interesting pen and one I really enjoy when I use it. Next is a pen that's getting a review this month. It is the Majohn, or Moonman, I say Majohn, P140 here. These sun nibs from Majohn are awesome. They're a number 8 size nib. It's just a steel nib, and this one's a fine, but just really fantastic nibs. The pen body is big and robust. It's got the heavy brass filling system, piston filling system in it. It's a very interesting pen. I'm looking forward to showing this more in the review. So we have the ink in this is Robert Oster, Australian Shiraz. Robert comes from a part of Australia, in South Australia, that is a huge wine area. And so there are a number of inks inspired by wine and the region, and Australian Shiraz is one of those. But yeah, in this beautiful big P140 from Majohn, it's a lovely ink. Another pen that's getting a review this month is the Benu Tribute Darwin model. I won't go into too many details about this pen, other than it is absolutely brilliant. It's got a medium nib on it, Schmidt medium, so just a standard steel Schmidt medium, and it's a beautiful tealy, dark, sort of colored material with like rose gold shimmer in it. It's and once again, that sort of same as the Tessera model, Sunstone I showed, lovely sort of amber tobacco colored translucent material as well. The ink in this is, like the last one, is SBRE brown. I do enjoy this ink. It is, and it shades beautifully on the page, so nothing to complain about there. Next is another pen, once again for review this month. It is or hopefully very soon, it is the Forest Max from Hongdian. So I reviewed the Forest model in the black one a couple of months ago now, and everyone's like, oh, you've got to try the Max. And so they were very gracious to send me one out. And so we have the Hongdian Forest Max. This has a medium on it, I believe. Yeah, medium nib. I won't be able to pick it up on the camera there. But it is very, very fine. And the ink in this is Diamine Bilberry. Awesome ink. Very purpley blue. Just a really lovely ink, and one that shades and sheens really, really nicely. It'll even sheen on this beautiful Midori paper, which is nice. But it's a very cool pen. I like these sort of features in the black, and it does have let's be honest, a sort of a Graf von Faber-Castell sort of vibe about it. But nice pen. Okay, the next two pens are inked with the same ink. That's because they're getting a comparison video. I have the Pilot Custom Heritage 912 and the Sailor Pro Gear Standard, as they're both inked with the same ink. So we have start with the Pilot Custom Heritage 912 with a medium nib, and Diamine Imperial Purple. One of my favorite purples. Once again, probably a little on the blue end of purple, but just beautiful. And then the Sailor Pro Gear. This has a hard medium. Once again, diamine. Imperial purple. Really nice. You can hear as they wrote that they both write quite differently. They've got a different feeling on the page, but both beautiful pens and classic looking pens, very much my style, and nice standard medium nibs, which write beautifully. So I'm really looking forward to comparing those two pens. Next, I have a custom pen I had made by Stephen at That Pen Bloke. This is a really cool pen. It uses a timber, the lighter timber in this is Huon pine, which comes from Tasmania, which is where I grew up. So we have a pen from That Pen Bloke. It's just a custom pen. It's just got a fine nib on it, but it writes beautifully, and I love this pen in my hand, and I love the fact that it has that beautiful Tasmanian timber on it. So I made a video about this pen last year, and now I'm doing a bit more of a review of it. The ink in this is another diamine. In case you didn't realize, I love diamine inks, and this one is Kensington Blue. One thing I will say about this nib is it's a little sort of, it's not scratchy or anything like that, it's just a little sharp. It's quite, Bock strong, fine nib. Now I have two pens left, one for review and one that I'm just enjoying using. So I'll show you the review one first. It is the Asvine C2000 in the green Ebonite. This pen model is amazing. This one is an extra fine, so it rounds out my collection of the nib sizes, extra fine, fine, medium, and stub from Asvine. But this beautiful Ebonite material, this pen feels amazing in the hand. So it's the Asvine C2000 green Ebonite. And this is the extra fine. I will be obviously reviewing this pen, but also I'll be doing a nib comparison of extra fine, medium, and the stub nibs from these. One thing I will say is I made a little video about the unboxing of this pen for my members only part of my channel. So if you consider becoming a member, you get to see content like that. And the ink in this is Lamy Petrol. Cool ink. Love the ink. One of my favorite sort of darker tealy greens at the moment, and I think it ties in nicely with the earthy tones of the green of this beautiful pen. And then the last pen I have inked up for this month is the Titan from 5040. Now 5040 have recently come out with a new model, the Slimline, or the Titan SL, which I will be reviewing in due course as well. Don't have my hands on it as I'm filming this video, but it's a beautiful looking pen, and makes some interesting sort of adaptations of this model into the new version. But here we have the 5040 Titan with a medium nib. This is the titanium version, obviously, of steel nib. And the ink in this is Robert Oster Motor Oil. One of my most interesting inks, and I think one of the most interesting inks that Robert has made. Robert's made a lot of inks, but this one is particularly interesting. I think it's a great color. I think it performs really, really well, and it's a perfect name for that ink. So obviously you can see I've got a good number of pens inked up at the moment. Wingback, Gravitas, Pilot, Venusis, Majohn, Benu, Hongdian, another Pilot, Sailor, custom Australian pen from That Pen Bloke, an Asvine, and the 5040 Titan. All had their place in my setup. I wrote a lot of pens dry last month, and then I also was sort of just done with a couple, so I actually cleaned out a couple of pens, and this is what I'm starting out March with. I am switching up my EDC a lot in March. I have pens like the Wingback Journeyman ballpoint, which is getting a lot of work. I'm using a lot more mechanical pencils, so I have things like the Pentel Orans in the 0.2 millimeter that I'm using a heck of a lot, plus other sort of ballpoints and like the Lamy Jetstream ballpoint refill in a Lamy 2000 pen and all those kinds of things. So I'm changing up what I'm carrying and how I'm carrying, just because like work changes. I'm not doing so much time, like I'm on an opera contract, so I'm dealing with that and rehearsals and things like that. So being a bit more practical about what I'm carrying. And I have one more inked up fountain pen that's not in this list, which is going to be primarily for some members content for the next little bit, and then I'll sort of show it in a bit of a video at the end of all of that as well as the review. But this is what I'm sort of starting out March with. I think I've certainly got an interesting range of pens, not a huge sort of range of colours. I've got browns and quite a few blues and purples and a couple of greens and things like that. But I think I've got a nice sort of setup that definitely suits what I need both professionally and personally for this month. So that's it. That's the majority of what I will be writing with in March 2026. There'll be a few things that will come and go through the month, obviously, but this is what I'm starting out with, and it's a lineup I absolutely love. So thank you for watching. As I said, please like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and please consider joining the channel as a member. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.